Welcome back to another video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the Thanksgiving break. I hope you guys had time with the family. Cherish it. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be checking out a video. I'm not sure how many of you guys watch UFC. This is about Conor McGregor. Yes, Candace Owens is on the screen. I'm sorry if you guys don't like her. This time, this situation, she has some pretty good points, and I think we should check it out, all right? Let's get into it.
Okay. And here's the story. First and foremost, actually, let me just give you the emotion of this. This is actually a clip of Nikita Hand, just speaking to the fact that often people are just responding to emotion. This is her walking out of the courtroom after she scores the victory against Conor McGregor. Take a listen.
To all the victims of sexual assault, I hope my story is a reminder that no matter how afraid you might be, speak up, you have a voice, and keep on fighting for justice. I know this has impacted not only my life, my daughters, my family and friends tremendously, and it's something that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. But now that justice has been served, I can now try and move on and look forward to the future with my family and friends and daughter.
Moving testimony. She cried throughout the trial. She spoke about how she had to have a tampon surgically removed. So if you hear that as a woman, you're instantly like, oh my gosh, how could any person ever think that she did anything wrong in this? Like, very clearly, Conor McGregor must have raped her. Okay. So here is the actual backstory.
Based on what just that part alone, I don't know who'd want to put that kind of information out there and it not be true. Okay, I don't know who would want to be known as that person that's been in that situation. So, me personally, that right there lends me to believe, to go through all of that, to get this kind of public information about you out there, for no other reason but the truth. Money couldn't make somebody say that in the public light about yourself and explain that and tell that kind of story about what you've been through. If it was made up, only the truth can get you to go that far because you want this person to pay for their crimes, At least that's what I thought.
Nikita Hand actually contacted Conor McGregor on social media. The two of them struck up a back and forth social media flirting relationship. And on this particular night, she slid into his DMs, and because he had posted a photo of himself at the nightclub. I want to be very clear, both of these people are partying, okay? She sends a photo of herself in a sexy red jumpsuit and asks him where he is because he's now posted a photo of himself at a DJ booth partying, unsa, 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 unsa. And specifically, she sends him a message saying, it's our Christmas party, as she's wearing this red jumpsuit, come out and get us. Now, who is she referring to when she says us? She was referring to the friend that she was with at the Christmas party, a woman named Danielle Keeley, who is also her work colleague. That's a photo of her right there. And I want to be clear that she sent Conor McGregor this message despite the fact that she is both a mother and she has a boyfriend, okay? Now, I want to be clear. Conor continued to party all night. There is no doubt that he was on a bender. How do we know he was on a bender? Because when you look at the timeline of this, they're texting all throughout the night until 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Conor McGregor.
Party hardy, 7 a.m. The sun's already up. I don't know where they're at, but where I'm at, the sun's already up at 7.
Specified that he was out until 7 a.m. when he instructs his security to book him a penthouse room at the Beacon Hotel, okay? Now, it's morning time. Nikita and him are still messaging. At 10:51 a.m., they decide that they're going to get together. He picks her up at her workplace, a hair salon, with her colleague, Danielle, the person that we just showed you. They then drove around for 2 hours. He claims that they began hooking up right away in the car at this time, and then they all decided to go back to the hotel where...
And again, no means no. That's the first thing to be stated, right? At the same point in my mind, why do you think Conor McGregor, of all people, picked you up? Of all people, why do you think Conor McGregor is entertaining you? None. It's just you're the best thing in the world. You work at a salon, and you're the one. You're the one that caught his eye. The one. You know what kind of time is on. That doesn't excuse his actions because again, he's also in his own relationship. He has his own wife and kids, or fiance rather. That doesn't excuse his behavior. But guess what? She's also involved with someone as well. Okay.
He and her hooked up in the bathroom. Now, it's a penthouse suite, so it's got bedrooms, and they hooked up in the bedroom. He says they had consensual sex. She is saying now the sex was not consensual. But it's important to note here that her friend Danielle was outside of the room when they were hooking up on a sofa bed with his friend who was with them. And his friend's name, it's a very important character in this. His friend's name is James Lawrence, okay? So James Lawrence is sitting on the sofa with Danielle. She's hooking up with Conor McGregor in the bathroom. Conor McGregor comes out and he's exhausted. He alleges that he then fell asleep because, well, it's believable that he was exhausted because we're
How long has he been up?
talking like, what, 10, 11 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
He's been out partying all night. His friend Lawrence then wakes him up and he's like, look, I'm tired. I got to go. I really have just, this bender has got to end. And he decides to leave them all at the hotel room, but leaves a car behind so that they can all get home safely. Okay. Want to be very clear again, Conor McGregor is clearly on a bender. We can talk about that in a whole nother episode about his drinking, which I think is problematic. It's important to note here that her friend Danielle wound up testifying against her. Giving evidence on Wednesday, Danielle Keeley told the court that she was with Nikita in South Dublin as a part of a Christmas work party. Ms. Keeley, who was called to give evidence for Mr. McGregor, said that she did not know Nikita that well, but she told the court that they were collected by Mr. McGregor from the salon at around 10 a.m. on the Sunday morning. And after collecting...
Hey, what are you doing? Did you subscribe yet? How about that like button? It's, again, very lonely and you haven't hit it yet. Come on, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe for me, all right? Let's get back to the video.
Mr. Lawrence, they were then taken to the Beacon Hotel. When asked to describe the mood in the penthouse, she said everything was fine and everyone was in good form. She told the court that she knew Nikita and Mr. McGregor had gone into the bedroom, but she didn't really know much about that. She said that she did not know what was happening in the room, and that when she returned to the main room of the penthouse, everything was fine. She said, quote, everything was fine and no one was in bad form. I didn't.
Now, here's my point. You hear something like that, I try to take bits and pieces of what everyone is saying and all these different angles and things, right? So one jumped out to me. This woman works at a salon. The victim in this situation, right? She worked at a salon. In my mind, I think you work at a salon, you spend a lot of time around other women, you spend a lot of time around women doing hair, and you know, they're going to gossip. They're going to talk. They're going to talk about their lives. They're going to talk about what's going on outside of work. They're going to talk about what they're going to do this weekend. They're going to talk about their men, their women, their family. They're going to talk about everything, right? You find a friend at a salon who, let's be real, most likely knows you have a boyfriend. You take that friend out with you to go do some slimy stuff. That same friend is now on the stand with you saying there was no sign of anything, aka I didn't see it, I didn't hear it, it probably didn't. Okay, what that says to me is I put more weight on what that friend says, because guess what, you trusted this person enough to take with you when you're doing this slimy behavior. That's amount of trust. Okay, now that same friend then turned around and said, yeah, I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything, everything was fine. That puts more weight on it because you trust this front person. So it's not just like Candace just said, oh, this person said I didn't know her very well. She knew you very well enough to take you on her escapades. That's a level of trust. That tells me they close. But accusing somebody of graping someone is probably one step too far. And that friend said, no, I'm not going along with this. Okay, that's how I look at that. Tell me what you guys think about that.
I didn't notice anything that had happened, Ms. Keeley said. Asked if anyone appeared upset, she also replied, no. Ms. Keeley, though, then says that she was contacted by Nikita in the days after the alleged incident, claiming that she had been raped. Asked for her reaction to that days later, Ms. Keeley said, quote, I was surprised because I didn't see anything. I told her I hadn't seen or heard anything. She then told the court that Nikita asked her to delete text messages between them from that night. Now, Nikita she asked several people to delete messages from.
The evidence. In America, that'd be a crime too. I'm just saying. That would be a crime in America.
from that night because the messages apparently don't show a young woman that is in distress. These are just the facts. These are just the testimony that has been given.
Okay.
Now, this is by her work friend and colleague. I don't know what her incentive would be to lie. Obviously, she's also got the proof.
You trusted her enough to take with you to go do some slimy stuff. Okay? That's my whole point. If you trusted her enough to go do this, and you weren't hiding anything, you went into a room, you guys went into the room, anyone could assume, okay? It's Conor McGregor. You just met this guy. You work at a salon. Who are you? Your friend is there with you. She knew what was going on, or she could rather insinuate what happened in behind that door. And guess what? She wasn't going to say anything. But when you tried to spin another story, when the person was also involved in it, it gets murky. And a lot of people aren't going to try to go down with that. You chose to do this, and that's to a certain extent, as far as the evidence shows, right? Let's not drag somebody else into your lies, allegedly.
Proof in the form of text messages of when she was informed days later, that her friend who she was with, the room that she was just outside of, that a horrific rape had just taken place, okay? So let's be clear. Let's fast forward. She now is telling her friend that she's raped, and Nikita then decides to do what you're supposed to do. She goes after Conor McGregor criminally. And I want to note that she only goes after Conor McGregor for this alleged sexual assault. She names Conor McGregor in this as they begin to investigate this situation. And of course, the police take this very seriously as they're investigating it. This means taking statements from everyone who could plausibly testify as to what happened that night.
The bellhop is going to get, interrogated. Let's be
Curiously
real.
enough, Conor McGregor's friend, Lawrence, who was also present, the one that was on the sofa, states that not only did Conor not rape this woman, he believes it was consensual, but also that Lawrence, also had consensual sex with Nikita that night. Wait, what? Whoa, hold up. What are you saying? This would be, of course, a big deal. Her team, of course, makes a very sound argument. Lawrence is lying. He's lying. That's Conor's.
I don't know how many friends are going to say, hey, he got accused of raping her. I just want to know, I just want you to know, personally, I was a part of it too. What friend is doing that? Okay, you have a friend, he's probably going to say, no, he didn't do that, right? Cool. That's a grade A friend. He's in your corner, right? You should probably find different friends if you're covering up for something like that, if it actually took place. But besides the point, what kind of friend do you have that's going to go to the next level and say, yeah, I tagged in after him? Who is doing this? Please tell me who's doing this. How many ride or dies or you know what are doing this? Let me know in the comments if you got a friend who's going to sit there and say, yeah, I tapped that after him. So if he's guilty, I'm guilty too. That might be a keeper, but he might not have all his screws in the right places, all right?
Conor's friend, of course, he's lying for him. He's just saying that to protect his friend. But then, in the course of this investigation, some very interesting evidence turns up. CCTV footage from that morning, which captures her kissing and touching both Conor McGregor and his friend. Okay? The CCTV footage also revealed that after McGregor left the hotel, like he said, left them behind, she stayed at the Beacon Hotel for 4 more hours partying and drinking, and it is during that time which she apparently had sexual intercourse with Lawrence, Conor McGregor's friend. Per the BBC, quote, during almost 20 minutes of the CCTV footage, the barrister said Mr. Lawrence, and Nikita are in the basement of the hotel, and she can be seen kissing Mr. Lawrence on the cheek. The barrister said on occasion they also have their arms around each other. So Nikita says that she has no recollection of that whatsoever. Once she realizes there's footage, she says,
he picked you up at 10 o'clock in the morning from your job, and you don't remember nothing. I get, hey, some foul play could have happened. He picked you up from your job and he took your friend with you. Your friend isn't agreeing with anything you're saying from what I'm understanding in this situation, okay? Come on. Guys, let me know what you think about this. I'm going to cut it short right here. If you guys want to check out the rest of the video, this is episode 111 from the Candace Owens podcast. Let me know what you think. Did it happen? Did it not happen? Should people do things differently? And let me know, do you have a ride or die who's going to put himself in the same situation you're in just to help you out? Or do you think he's telling the truth? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Peace.